Okay. Vito. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from.
Only thing that gets under my skin with Tio, I would say, is his delusion. He's very delusional.
In what sense would you say he is deluded?
It's a good delusional. He actually believes he is the greatest thing that boxing has ever created. It's a good delusional, but for me, it's like, shit, I'm in your way, so with your great delusional thinking, how you gonna deal with another guy that feels the same exact way? And it's an interesting thing.
I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out. How I see this fight being played out is with me pretty much setting that momentum for the people out there as well. Not really trying to force for it. However, I can't be too technical with Shakur. You got to make it a little ugly. You got to make it a little ugly. If you try to be too technical with Shakur, it could be too long of a weighted chess match. Certain people don't want to see that. They don't want to see pop shots. You know what I mean? They want to see good action. I have yet to see, and I think you could attest with me, I don't think we have seen Shakur face anyone higher than who he's going to face next, and that's of me. So, I definitely, commend him at least for stepping up to the plate. But I think it's time. I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out.
You really believe that, because everyone will say, oh man, Shakur is probably one of the best defensive fighters in the game. You really believe you can stop Shakur Stevenson?
Yes.
So I'm that guy, bro.
Yeah.
I'm the guy.
What's the guy? What is the guy?
I'm the guy. I'm the guy that's gonna put asses in seats, the views, nigga. Everybody gonna tune into my fights. If we could act like Tio is the A side of this fight just because he got the belt.
Yeah.
Let's pretend because you got the belt, and I'm coming to challenge you for your belt.
That's what it is right now.
But truthfully, is he the A side?
Like
I'm the bigger fighter, bro.
Popularity.
I'm the guy, bro. Like I'm the guy, and after I beat him, bro, I'm the face, bro.
Face box, face.
I don't want to hear him, bro. I don't want to hear
face. That's a. Are you face of that? Man. It depends how you beat him. The how matters. Bro, I agree.
Anywhere I go on the planet, bro, everybody knows Shakur. Yeah. I go anywhere on the planet, bro. Niggas, Shakur. Oh, can I take a picture? I'm the guy, bro.
Hold on, does that happen to you a lot? Like
everywhere, bro.
You outside, yo.
Niggas could sit there and act in front. And social media try to spin a narrative like, oh, I'm the guy, bro. I'm the guy. I with the old and with the new. I'm the guy.
Yeah. But to beat the guy, you got to beat all the guys.
Shakur said you are delusional in a good way. In other words, you have a sense of yourself, according to him, that you think you're better than you are, but actually that helps you. It helps you rise to the level. What do you think about that, what Shakur said about you?
He's inaccurate because delusional is when it's not real. It's real. It's just what it is, man. I am who I am. I know what I am. And I think that's why, I look at it like this. I may get something out of it, but Crawford sent out one of his little guys to come and finish the job, and I think that's not gonna work. I'm still gonna be here, and if he's still gonna be in boxing, I would love to face him right after. He is the guy. He is the man of boxing, and I think if he could go up 3 weight divisions to fight Canelo Alvarez, why can't Teofimo go up 2 weight classes or 3 to face Terrence Crawford?
Hey, say, boss, K-Po, talk boxing. Fuck about solidity. When tough times don't last. Good people do the officer call them if I like me, it matter. Peak game, metaphors on the swing. Y'all already know where I'm finna go. When I'm in this car, I'm going to work, I'm going to the gym. That's what it boils down to. Boss been real low key, out the way. You know what I'm saying? That's how I roll, that's how I rock. But I've been kind of paying attention to Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo López, just been kind of monitoring, and the things they're saying are a little bit delusional, right? I mean, you heard the audio. So I guess the question I have for y'all is, who sounds more delusional? To me, it's Shakur Stevenson, okay? And I want y'all to hear me out. Shakur Stevenson in the audio says that I'm the A side. I mean, I guess he's the A side, but you know, because he got the belts. And he was talking about Teofimo. And I'm gonna be real with you. Like, Teofimo the biggest star because of his resume and the belts, right? Teofimo is just a bigger star than Shakur Stevenson right now, okay? I'm not saying that it'll be forever. It's just right now. He got a little bit more star power. Now, both of these guys are superstars or main eventing stuff, but I would say Teofimo is a little bit more proven in boxing right now than Shakur Stevenson, right? Now, you're going to have somebody come in, oh, is that possible? Shakur is skilled. We're not talking about skill. We just talking about proving. We're talking about fights, right? Teofimo is a little bit more proven, right? And all his big fights, he stepped up to the plate and performed, right, against the big names. That's what it boils down to, okay? He stepped up to all the big names. So every big name fighter, he didn't got in there where he beat him. That's just real talk, right? So we gotta tilt our hat. I know somebody gonna say George Kambosos. George Kambosos wasn't really a big name until after he beat Teofimo, right? Before he beat Teofimo, it was like, we were interested in the fight because of the trash talk and things of that nature. But George Kambosos kind of got the fame after the Teofimo López fight. Without that fight, would we really know who George Kambosos is universally? I mean, the boxing world would know. As far as just like fans of boxing who are diehard boxing fans, we would know. But everybody would know who George Kambosos is. Right? That's real talk. But Shakur, who was his claim to fame? Right? You say Oscar Valdez, you know, is he a big star in boxing? You could say Williams Zepeda, is he a big star in boxing? I told you Williams Zepeda overhyped. They hyped that boy up to the max. That boy is not, I'm sorry, he's good, but he's not on that level. He's not that top tier level. And we just got to call a spade, right? Good fighter, but he ain't on that top level. You know what I mean? He can beat who he's supposed to be. But once he start getting up there with the Tank, Shakurs and all them, you know, they'll watch him. You know what I mean? That's real talk. I actually think that'd be a good fight for Abdullah Mason or Williams Zepeda. You know what I mean? That'd be a good, like, you know, little fight. He should look into that as his next fight. But to continue on, you had Shakur talk about the A side. Teofimo talked about how he gonna knock out Shakur Stevenson. And it's like, at first I was on board with it. But like I said in my video, I don't see this fight being that type of fight. I think it's gonna be technical. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's gonna be a very technical fight. I think it's gonna be one of those fights where it's gonna be boring. I don't see it being action-packed, right? I think it's gonna be Shakur gonna make Teofimo fight a different type of fight, right? Which is gonna be a technical fight. Okay, I'm not sitting here saying Teofimo can't win that way, because I believe Teofimo can win the fight, you know, being technical, but it's gonna be boring. It's not gonna be interesting at all, right? The way they trying to hype this fight up and all that. I mean, really, it ain't really a lot of hype behind it because they took so long to announce the fight, right? When you got a fight of this magnitude, you gotta announce it early so it can build up, so you can get fans to tune into the fight and really sell the fight. They've done a horrible job marketing this fight, right? So that's for starters. But to stay on topic, right? Because balls do get off topic, okay? To stay on topic, I think what they need to do, I mean, as pertains to Teofimo, him knocking Shakur Stevenson out, like I said, I don't see that. I can see him winning by a decision, you know what I mean? But a knockout, Shakur hard to hit, man. It would have to be something unexpected. He would have to run Shakur Stevenson into something that, you know what I mean, was just like, what in the world? Like something crazy. You know, that's the only way I see Shakur Stevenson laying on that canvas. Other than that, I could see, like I said, Teofimo just getting his hand raised and winning the fight. You know what I mean? by decision. To talk about this face of boxing thing with Shakur Stevenson, right? Because I'm addressing everything in this video. Do you see? You know, this is the battle of the delusional fighters. That's what I call it, right? Because Teofimo say crazy stuff, Shakur say crazy stuff. Shakur Stevenson said he will be the face of boxing after this fight. He said it's gonna be him. I got a question: how you gonna be the face of boxing after beating a guy that's not even close to being the face of boxing? I'm lost. I'm trying to figure that out. Please help me understand. Maybe I'm missing something. How can you be the face of boxing and you don't fight a guy who's not even considered even close to being the face of boxing? This guy ain't really main eventing like that. Like, he's main evented a couple of times in his career, but he ain't really main eventing like that, right? So we just talk about Teofimo himself. He had some accomplishments, right? He was a unified champion. I know they're going to try to say he was undisputed. He wasn't undisputed. He was a unified champion at 135 pounds. The only belt he didn't have was the WBC belt. Now, somebody going to say, oh, he did have a WBC belt. According to the WBC, he had a franchise belt, right? Which is a belt that they make for a certain type of fighters. And that belt, you don't have mandatories, right? So you're not obligated to have mandatories. So how is he undisputed when that's a franchise belt, right? When you have a regular WBC title, you have mandatories. You have to defend that belt. You don't have to defend the franchise belt. So he was a unified champion, right? So when it boils down to everything, right? Teofimo, main event a couple of times, was a unified champion. But he's not even close to being the face of boxing, right? I'll say he has some popularity. He's known in boxing, but he's not a Tank. He's not a Canelo, right? He's not like even an Errol Spence status, a Deontay Wilder status. Like he not that stature. He's not of that magnitude. You know what I'm saying? He's still fighting on undercards himself. And then you got Shakur Stevenson. He fighting on Thursdays and Fridays, right? So how can you be the face of boxing? And then he tries to, I'm sorry, let me stay on topic because I'm finna cook. You fighting on Thursdays and Fridays. You ain't main evented nothing. The times you've main evented, people walked out your fights. Right? And you sat there and said, oh man, ESPN paid these people to leave my fight. So ESPN paid thousands of people money to leave your fight. That's what they did. You see what I'm saying? This is the delusion with Shakur, right? Another thing that he said that I questioned. The interview with Cigar Talk, I think his name Nami, shout out to him. He sat there and said, hey, some people say Teofimo is more athletic than you. He said, I'm from the hood. I'm going to go back to that face of boxing thing. But Shakur Stevenson said, I'm from the hood. You know, I play football, basketball. I'm from the hood. I'm really from the hood. What does you being from the hood got to do with your athletic ability? I know dudes from the hood who ain't athletic at all. What are we talking about? You know what I mean? And we're not talking about football, basketball, whatever. We talk about boxing, right? So, according to what we see in the ring and what Teofimo does, he does look like he's more athletic than you. That's what it boils down to, right? He looks like he more athletic. He do different things in there than you do. He do got a little bit more flash and pizzazz, pause, on his style than you do. You know what I mean? That's what it looks like. I'm not sitting here saying that, oh, that means he's going to beat Shakur. I'm just saying, looking at Teofimo López, right? Head movement, feet work, all that in the ring, he looked like he got a little bit more pizzazz. Now, pause. But then you got Shakur, he's the master of distance, right? Very good at distance control, okay? but that's it. You know? That's it. But I just thought it was egregious when he was sitting there like, I'm from the hood. Bro, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Because you from the hood. I know white boys from Sugarland. He live in Houston, so he know what Sugarland at. I know boys that from Sugarland that are white, that's more athletic than some boys from the hood. What are we talking about? You from the hood. What does that mean? Like, this is the problem I have with Shakur, okay? I think Shakur is a hell of a fighter, hell of a boxer, okay? Matter of fact, let me take that back. Heck. I'm going to stop cussing. I think he's a heck of a fighter, heck of a boxer, right? I think he's one of the best boxing purists. Like, just like slippery, you know, just hard to hit boxers. Pure boxers. I think that's him, right? But all this tough guy stuff and all this, I'm from the hood. That's how, you want to know what, you know what? This how you know dudes are not who they say they are, when they got to keep bringing up, I'm from over here. I did this. I did that. Man, that's how you know, because dudes that's really from there don't talk like that. Dudes that really been through something don't talk like that. Terrence Crawford, his big bro, you don't hear him talking like that. And Terrence Crawford got shot in the head. Terrence Crawford and probably seen people die. He don't talk like that. He don't be like, oh man, I'm from the hood of Omaha, Nebraska. He don't talk like if you ask him, he'll bring it up. But he don't bring up on his own every 5 minutes, I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. I got shot in my head. He don't bring stuff up like that. He don't need to. Right? Because he didn't live it. He know, like, you know, dudes that really come from that life don't talk like that. That's why I be talking about Shakur in that manner. Dude, just be the boxer that you are, bro. You don't gotta talk gangster. Right? And it's like he wants that gangster image. He wants that, and it's like, bro, like, he that kid to me. He's that kid, bro, that grew up in the hood, but ain't did no hood activities. Right? I grew up in the hood. I ain't did no hood activities. I'm telling you right now. They're like, hey man, we finna go do this. I'm not doing it. Hey man, we finna go. I ain't doing it. What you finna do? Oh, we finna do that. I'm finna go. That was me, right? I'm not finna sit. I'm not one of them dudes finna sit here and be like, man, I'm certified stump dying soldier. That's not me, right? I'm not finna sit here and cap and lie to you and sit here and be like, man, I'm from over here, so this makes me tough. No, it don't. And what's the first thing, boss, I was tell you? I'm not tough. I'm not gangster. That's the first thing I tell you. You know what I'm saying? People take you standing on your 10 as a man as you talking about you tough. I'm not tough. I tell you that in a heartbeat. I'm nowhere near tough. Right? And I'm just being truthful. I'm nowhere near tough. You know what I mean? Tough bone in my body. Right? I'm just me. I'm just a grown man, bro. You can't disrespect me. You can't come say what you want to me and walk off like it's not happening. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's what it boils down to. But you're not going to hear me be like, yeah, man, I used to set them pies, I used to set them bricks. Man, I remember, man, I got a shootout, man. I ain't never been in no shootouts. You know what I mean? God forbid that. I ain't never been in no shootouts. I ain't sold no drugs. I ain't did none of that. I know who sell drugs. I've been around people who did it, but I ain't do it. You know what I mean? Shakur wants this gangster image. Like, he in love with it. Like, yeah, nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, man? It's like, dude, stop doing that stuff, bro. Like, Shakur is so, this is the thing. Shakur wants to be liked. He wants to be liked. Right? He wants to be liked, but he don't know who he want to be. He don't know if he want to be a gangster. He don't know if he want to be a good kid. He don't know. That's why I say he's in an identity crisis. He don't know who he want to be. You can't be the face of boxing and be gangster. Right? That's what it is. Tank not even gangster. Right? Look what Tank be doing. Tank be wearing purses and all type of painting his nails. He's not gangster, bro. You know what I'm saying? But why is that? Because he done slept in crack houses on the floor. You won't hear him talking, you know what I'm saying, gangster, like he just gonna shoot you or something. You know what I mean? He talk trash to you, yeah, he do. Right? But talking trash is different from imposing, oh, I'm gangster. You feel what I'm saying? That's a whole different realm. And that's the issue that I have with Shakur, is that. Leave that alone. That's not who you are. Everybody knows Shakur Stevenson, right? And people who've been following boxing for a long time, even people who've heard of Shakur. I've heard of Shakur before he even made it big. Pause. Right? And just being in boxing circles, in boxing gyms. Right? Shakur been in boxing gyms his whole life. He's that type of kid. He's a boxing purist, bro. Like, I heard, shout out to Boxer Ego. Boxer Ego said this. Shakur Stevenson like little Bow Wow, bro, who kind of grew up in studios, right? It would be weird for little Bow Wow to come out and be like, I'm gangster. It would be weird. It'd be weird for little Romeo to be that's Shakur remind me of a little Bow Wow or little Romeo. Boxer Ego started that, you know, that version. So Boxer Ego gets the credit. But that's who he reminds me of. A kid who kind of grew up in the business. Right? That's Shakur. Right? Shakur's like Drake. Right? Who kind of grew up in the business. Right? Who kind of been around, yo, and then boom, he just all of a sudden he gangster now. It's like, bro, stop. You don't gotta do that. You don't have to be that way. Right? And I know he's seen these videos because he didn't commented on my videos before, trying to act like somebody else, talking about wait till I see you. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to meet Shakur Stevenson. Pause. Because I'm gonna have the same energy that I'm gonna have. You know, he even said in the interview, like, man, I don't interview with everybody because, you know, the energy different when you meet them. You ain't came across no grown men. Because a grown man gon', you know what I mean? First of all, I'm not saying nothing disrespectful to you right now. So what do I need to be upset about? Right? You can get upset all you want to. I'm going to respond to you like a grown man's supposed to respond to you. Right? That's just how this stuff goes. Right? When you're a grown man, you don't got time for childish stuff. You ain't got time for, you know, to argue. I ain't finna do all that with you, player. We gonna talk like men. No cameras, no nothing. You know what I mean? That's how you resolve stuff as a man. Hey, let's go over here in this room. Or let's go over here separate from the cameras. And we talk one-on-one. You don't need no entourage, no nothing. Right? Because I don't walk around with nobody. But I don't have to be that way. Why? Because I don't talk. I don't act like I'm tough, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm myself. But all I'm saying, truthfully, is Shakur Stevenson has the abilities and capabilities to beat a Teofimo López. Right? Is it going to be entertaining? No, it's not going to be entertaining. Right? So all this stuff he talking about, oh, I can fight many different ways. You fight one way, which is you gonna outbox dude. You're gonna slow the fight down. You're gonna take away maybe an attribute that he does well, and then you're gonna fight your fight, and it's gonna be a boring fight. It is what it is, right? The overall agenda is to win the fight. That's what it boils down to, right? That's the overall agenda. So this tough guy talk, he trying to push, like, stop. Another thing, I'm cooking. To get back on the whole face of boxing thing, you have to have a body of work to become the face of boxing, right? Now, I know people go, oh, Tank have a body of work. Was Tank fought better fighters than Shakur Stevenson has fought? Right? Were these fighters like elite fighters? No, but he's fought better fighters than Shakur Stevenson has fought. Fighters where you could sit there and make an argument that they could beat Tank. There wasn't a fight that you looked at and was like, Tank gonna beat him. A lot of people felt like Lamont Roach was gonna beat Tank. I said, man, look, I felt like Tank still was gonna win, but I said, hey, look, Lamont Roach is skilled. Everybody, oh man, Tank sucked because, you know, he let Lamont Roach. Like, bro, we told you, Lamont Roach is skilled, bro. And the thing about these two dudes, they have a history. They done fought and sparred many times. Lamar Rose knows everything about Gervonta Tank Davis. They done fought many times, and each time they fought, it was close. Right? That's just what it boils down to. Lamar Rose knows Gervonta Tank Davis. He knows him, bro. That's what it boils down to. When a dude know you, like y'all done sparred and fought so many times, he know what you're gonna do. It's, you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's gonna be close, right? That's what it boils down to. That's why Devin and Ryan went how it went, right? Now, most people gonna feel like, oh, it's because of the Oster ring. Me personally, I do think Ryan Garcia cheated, but at the same time, Ryan knows Devin Haney. They done fought like 6 times in the amateurs, right? 1 time in the pros, so that makes 7. Like, Ryan Garcia knows Devin Haney, bro. He knows him. So when you know a guy, pause, you know what he gonna do, you know how he gonna fight. Now I get if you only fought 1 time in the amateurs, right? That's different. But if y'all done fought many times, y'all done ran into each other many times, man, it's gonna be hard to beat that dude, bro. Unless you just like knock him out. You know what I'm saying? Like you land a shot, knock him out. You feel me? That's just what it boils down to. That's why a lot of guys don't really fight guys that they had many fights within the amateurs, right? They don't really fight those guys that they had a lot of AMs with because of the fact that these dudes are gonna be tough to beat. You feel me? So I think, man, like we just gotta pump our brakes on things that we say. The thing about 2025 is we live in a microwave society. So we don't live in a society like we used to, right? Everything is like, oh, we quick to crown people and dethrone people, right? That's what it boils down to. A dude take a loss, oh man, he sucks. Dude take a fight to a draw, oh man, you know? We quick to crown and dethrone people, right? We're gonna see tonight about Lamar Roach, what he really about, right? Because I don't know, man, like I don't know. It's I just got a feeling something wild finna happen. You know what I'm saying? But to get back on topic, man, I think that Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo, they both delusional, but I think Shakur Stevenson is more delusional. Just the things he's saying. Talking about, you know, fans walking out, ESPN paid the fans. Talking about how Teofimo López is delusional, you know. And one thing I'll say I like that he said, he kind of said he delusional too. He said, I'm the same way. You know, also how he talked about he gonna be the face of boxing. You gotta have a body of work. You gotta fight all these fights, man. You gotta fight, beat Teofimo. I feel like that's a step in the right direction. They won't make you the face of boxing, right? And you gotta fight an entertaining fight. That's what it boils down to, right? You can't fight Teofimo and then be like, I'm the face of boxing. Don't work like that, right? Last but not least, Teofimo López says if he beats Shakur Stevenson, he wants to go up and face Terrence Crawford. Let me tell you something. All right, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. Terrence Crawford will beat the brakes off Teofimo López. I admire the fact that he still want to fight Terrence Crawford, right? It's something that he sees. I don't know what he sees, but all I know is that stylistically, that don't suit him. That's all I'm saying. Terrence Crawford the type of fighter, he don't play with his food. Like, he gonna punish you, bro. He gonna batter and bruise you. Right? And that's what it boils down to. Teofimo López, I don't know what he trying to do. I don't know what he got in his mind. I mean, will it be a payday? I don't know if it'll be a payday. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's really a lot of revenue for that fight. You know? But it's something he sees in Terrence Crawford because he keep calling him out. Now, one thing I don't respect about Terrence Crawford is that, man, when he went and talked to dude, they friends now. I'm like, nah, we'll have to spar. You know what I mean? He wanted to be buddy with dude. He taking pictures with him like, nah. Even if I check you, we not cool. I ain't finna take no pictures with you. You know what I mean? They taking pictures together. They dabbing each other up. Yeah, you know, Teofimo López, you know, we had a little talk, you know what I'm saying? And everything squashed. We good. Nah. Yeah, everything squashed, but we not buddies. You know what I mean? I ain't taking no pictures, I ain't dabbing you up. Cause I'm helping your brand. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Hey bro, we still gonna have to spar. Like, it is what it is. Hey bro, I gotta inflict harm on you. I gotta punch on you. You know what I mean? That's the type of dude I am. I'm sorry. You talking crazy, hey man, I gotta punch on you real quick. You know, that's what it is. Hey man, hey, we'll be cool, you know, after this, but you know, we gotta figure this out, cause you was talking crazy, you know what I'm saying? You was talking about I eat bananas and I'm an N-word and all this other stuff. So yeah, we gotta handle that. You know what I mean? And I feel like some people learn better with pain. When pain is inflicted, that's the best teacher in life is pain. Right? When you inflict pain on another man, bro, and you let that man know, like, hey man, look, you can't be talking like this. Right? Like, that's why your parents, I don't know, your parents give you a spanking, you straighten up, right? You don't keep doing what you're doing, you straighten up. You like, dang, I done got, you know, my mom and my daddy, man, you know, that's what it boils down to. So when you sit here, that whole Terrence Crawford situation, Teofimo López need to dead that. Right? He need to dead that. He need to go ahead, throw that idea in the trash. Get that out of his mind. Right? Him fighting Terrence Crawford is crazy. And he talking about he want to go up 2-3 weight classes. Like, Crawford did it for Canelo. Why can't I do it? You're not Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford did the unthinkable. Right? I got to give him his props. He did the unthinkable. He went in there. He beat Canelo Alvarez. Right? Not because Canelo Alvarez is skilled, because Canelo Alvarez is at a bigger weight class and he beat the bigger guy. So all I'm saying is he need to throw that in the trash. But me, I think Shakur Stevenson is more delusional than Teofimo López. Y'all listen to the audio. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Boss gone.